Good, I'm good. And you?
Okay, how's
It's
the day
not
been?
live yet, right?
Okay, let me see. I think you'll be going live now. We're live. So, what up, it's about Liby Town platform. Welcome to another episode of Contrast Podcast, okay? Today we are late. My fault. Got a little bit caught up with one or two things. So, I'm sorry, guys, okay? But if you're watching us now, just click like the video for algorithm shit. And yeah, just say hi so we know you're watching. So, on this episode of Contrast Podcast, I'm your host, Deliwi, and that's my co host, the ambassador representing Chakra TV. The ambassador, what's up?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Holding on there.
So, life update has the AFCON, like everything happening, how is everything now in Cameroon, knowing that the AFCON is going on? And
Uh,
yeah, where you are, there's still certain things happening. How are things going on that way?
yeah, I mean, I have my strange way of disconnecting now.
Uh,
There's one of those things which I've just disconnected. I might watch online, like all of you guys might. I watch the highlights and things.
mm.
But
No, I don't watch
yeah,
highlights. I
I'm.
watch the real thing live.
Oh, you watch it live?
Of course,
Yeah,
almost
most of
every
the time
match
I
sometimes.
already watch. I'm not sure in the Cameroonian games, I've not been able to watch them
God
all
damn.
90 minutes. Yeah,
Why?
I've not been able. I had my Zoom meetings and things that kind of clashed with those games. So I watch part and
Oh,
then yeah, move on my meeting.
mm. Yeah, mine, I watch
Yeah,
everything. I watch the first game, the second game, even some games of teams which I think may be rivals to Cameroon down the line. I watch their games.
you watch.
Kind of.
Ah,
Yeah.
unless I have some Zoom or some YouTube videos to do on the Nations Cup, I'm not sure I can be that focused on it.
Mm. So you guys have Zoom meetings concerning the Nation Cup, eh?
No, I'm saying unless I have some business thing to do with it via
Oh.
Zoom or some
Mm-hmm.
YouTube thing, so it's value for me. That's why I focus that much on it. But
Mm-hmm.
right now in my life, I already yeah. Even the basketball that I do for sports, I'm trying to do some vlogging around it. So I don't want to just do anything for just doing sake.
Mm-hmm.
Everything should come with some value. So yeah. So the
Mm-hmm.
AFCON thing, they're doing what they're doing. Once in a while, I'll check on it, highlights when they are going through town, the players involved, hear the sound from where I live. Yeah. But I cannot say much about the life experience. I have not witnessed anything which I can
Mm-hmm.
really speak on based on that.
Mm. Okay, because I see some clips and videos of like the other African countries, like they just say, especially the Moroccans and Nigerians, that they are the most engaged in Cameroon. They're like have going in bars, drinking, dancing, all these things, like taking bikes and
Yeah.
all that. But most of these other guys, like Senegalese, Nigerians, they are mostly like I see some highlights, some clips. I thought you who is stationary or who is based in Cameroon, you get more insight than what I'm getting from here. I really wanted to experience it. I really want to experience it, kind of.
Plus, the teams that are out here in Boya are not the most social countries.
Mm, okay. So,
I think maybe we have like Gambia or somebody like that. Yeah, I just know some teams who are not, yeah, they're not the people you meet in bars.
mm,
I don't think they have fans like that out here. Yeah, but I don't go out that much, so I cannot really speak on it. I'm just saying random things.
and I wanted to ask
Right.
you about the victory Cameroon had yesterday, but it's like you're not really into the AFCON.
No, so I watched that too. That's what I
Yeah.
said. I watch it, but I
Uh-huh.
watched, I think, when Cameroon scored the second goal,
Yep.
I swapped and went to my Zoom. So even when I had the
Mm,
third goal, the two goals were so close. When I had the
yep.
third goal, I felt like it was still the second goal people were celebrating. Then I
Mm,
realized later on that no, it was two goals that were really close there. So I disconnected from there. Then later on came and watched the highlights to see how it all went
mm. Okay. Yeah. I was part of the whole life experience, the memes, the because I heard something before the match that Ethiopia said they have Ethiopian airline. What does Cameroon have? So fans were trolling that these guys will carry that. Okay, you have Ethiopian airline, eh? We've given you 4 goals. Carry it in your airline and go back to your country.
I saw somebody was saying that we are beating Ethiopia 4-0. Are we still going to use Ethiopian airline?
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, but I expected something like that,
From that game.
Yeah.
Why? Were you underlooking
Not
Ethiopia?
a 4, but maybe a 2-0.
Yeah, not a 4, but it's I was expecting a victory, but not that. Not
And
that much.
I feel like the 4 came because the guys were discouraged. When they scored the first goal, they felt like they were going to win. They stood a chance.
Yeah.
Then the speed with which the other goals came, they felt like, wow.
Yeah, we tried. It's the host country.
Yeah,
it has the protagonist.
Goal just came because the guys were not.
Cameroon is the host country, so we have something like those of us who watch anime. We call it the protagonist jutsu. So we have the protagonist jutsu. That is like the fanfare, like the backup from home support and all that, and some fair advantage from, let's just say, organizing the competition. And we are also dope at football, so we have the protagonist jutsu, and there was a lot stacked against them.
But plus, I feel like Cameroon is very good at, we call it bully basketball. So Cameroon is good at bully football. If you notice the way they play with those Ethiopian guys, it's like the way a guy will tackle. When you jump, you know that this guy would have broken my leg if I stood. So next time you don't come close to that ball. The way he's going to protect the ball with his elbow, the way they put their legs. I mean, Cameroonians play very physical football. Just like 2 days ago, like that's the strange thing. I might not talk much about this CAN, but the previous CAN. So like 2 days ago, I went back and watched the Cameroonian-Nigerian final where we played in Lagos. I went back and watched the whole game because it's on YouTube, the whole game. Yeah, so you realize that Cameroon is good at that, playing that football where they're like coming at you that will kill you.
Yeah, no, Ivory Coast and Nigeria also play the same way.
No, but Cameroon is worst.
Nah.
We play more physical than those guys.
Nah.
If you look at that game, like the particular game I'm talking about,
yeah,
Cameroonians are huge. We are big. I mean, you even talk to Nigerians and Ghanaians and these other countries, you see Cameroonians are big. And our footballers especially. There are certain groups in Cameroon that are not necessarily big, but our footballers are big. We can have guys like David that come once in a while, Abubakar who are not big, but like our midfield was
big.
huge.
Come on. How can you say Abubakar ain't big? Abubakar is big. The only small person there is somebody like Ifai Collins.
No, Abubakar is not a tall, huge guy. I'm talking about a team where we had a Kalansong in the defense line. We had a Fue in the midfield. Fue, those were at least 185 and above guys. If not 190 and above, Fue was tall, huge. Kala was big. Song was big. How do they call that guy down there? Even when the Metomos came, our defense has always been very solid. And even now, we have all these guys like our attack line. What's his name? It can be tall. The mixed guy. What's his name again? Chupu is tall.
Yeah, but so if you look at most of our
midfield coming,
yes, Chupo is not a giant.
He's not a giant, but he's big enough where he can play physical football. When I look at that team I was talking about, they had the Babayaro guys who were really small. Okocha was not that big. Kanu was really skinny. So when I looked at the Cameroonian team and I looked at the Nigerian team in that final I'm talking about, we were really physically bigger than them. The only person who looked like to stand any Cameroonian was Taribo West. So same thing, if you look at the Ethiopian team looked like
as for the Ethiopian team, I know those guys were small, you know. Those guys were lanky and all that.
If we turn up, unless they I was telling somebody the game Egypt lost. I feel like Egypt has lost their speed advantage because when the sub-Saharan guys come with physique, the Maghrebian guys use speed and technique. But now they don't have the speed they used to have. So what are they counting on to win teams like the Nigerian and the rest. So that's what I was saying. For me, Ethiopia should count more on speed. They need to get like some Ronaldinho dribbling guys and some very fast guys, wingers. But if they try to play physical with the sub-Saharan guys, they will not survive.
All right. Hot take. Okay, let's jump into the Stanley Enow's I don't know how to call it, but have you been observing? Did you witness what Stanley Enow post, what he did before he released this his song?
Of course, I'm Mr. Online 247.
So
Yes.
What was your take on it?
So, one, given that he released his video, he has just released his video a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, I
I
heard
don't know
the
if I
song
watched the
before the
video.
video drop. I've heard it until reviewed it already. Until the review has,
Okay, the Nyongo
Yeah.
thing, yeah. So,
yeah.
definitely there was some aspect of publicity around it. But still, I think I've spoken a lot on this thing. Even when you know that your opponent is playing the innocent game in the public, but you don't have any evidence to clearly show that he's playing the innocent game in the public. You're just forced to play the game. If not, you look like the bad person. And you don't want to look like the bad person. That's not your intent.
But it's obvious for anybody. Okay, let's just say the layman would just say, okay, how can I put it? But have you seen Jovi's reply?
Of course. And that's
Okay.
typical Jovi, not trying to be strategic, just being boom, hot take. That's it. I give you
No,
what I
what
think.
Jovi did, okay, the two of them are playing a game of chess, okay? Let me explain
But
what I
Jovi's
mean by
looking like the bad guy.
that. But it's working for him though. Wait, let me tell you what I mean. Okay, Stanley is playing the good guy, right? Putting his chips as the good guy,
Yeah.
but playing the game of, let me just say, using that to his advantage to gain the necessary popularity or the necessary clout when he needs it. Okay?
Yeah.
Jovi too is playing as the bad guy, but using it to gain the necessary popularity and gain when he needs it and clout when he needs it. So the two of them are both
Yeah.
playing the same game, but on different spectrums, on different sides. Okay, so what
Yeah,
if Jovi
but-
decides? What if Jovi decides now to say, okay, he's shaking Stanley Enow's hand. He has lost his leverage, his bargaining chip.
But can they focus on just making so much good music where that will be the reason why we are looking at them, not because of Facebook quarrels?
The truth is, nowadays, right? If you release dope music, you can only appeal to your core fans, but the casuals will not pay attention or will not be interested. So nowadays, music is mostly online attention shenanigans. Then you drop the music. It may be mid, but the amount of attention you can garner before releasing the song will help propagate the song or promote the song more.
But the song which Stanley did with Loco and Panchakem,
Yeah.
I don't think it's only his core fan that followed. I feel like once you do a collab that takes you out of the what you are usually doing. Like as soon as I heard that song, the intro just reminded me so much of Tuba Lila. The entry bit of the ting 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 ting. I don't have to explain it because I'm not an instrument guy.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yeah. Immediately I heard that, I just skipped through the thing and left.
Yeah, me too.
I knew that it's
listened
not
to the
going
whole
to be
song,
something new.
but it wasn't
Yeah, as soon
anything
as I
special.
heard that intro, I knew that it was not going to be something new. But when he did the Madre Call, what was the title of this song? The song with Loco and Panchan.
My Way.
My Way, that was definitely something new from the Stanley things. So everybody went with it, and it was a hit. So I feel like if Jovi and Stanley should collab, it's definitely going to be something new. It's not going to be.
The truth is, Jovi does not want to look like a fool, and Stanley keeps playing the innocent guy and keep putting out the bait, so Jovi should keep looking like the fool. You saw Malok's reply too, right? Malok's not like a reply, but that wasn't just not like a reply, but Malok's was just like,
no.
In the moment of, let's just say, the festive season. Trust me, Malok still feels the same about a guy.
Of course, but Malok is playing the diplomatic game of, we are friends. Yes, we are friends. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
We all know that till we see them maybe on some songs or some things together, they are not really friends like that. So that's why I'm saying that same thing. Joey should
And the
say,
truth
hey,
is,
yes, you're also a good rapper, whatever.
and the truth is, understand this. If Stanley had done this, right, what he just did, the PR thing he did, if Jovi had said, okay, yeah, my bro, I forgive you and all that would have helped use Jovi's fan base to promote his song, the Stanley song that he's about to drop. He did that because he's about to drop the song. Mind you, we do these things and leave behind the context. The whole context of this thing is what?
We have not, but I'm asking you, if Jovi promotes Stanley's song, what has he lost?
What has he gained?
So for me, the industry has gained and Jovi has gained the grand scheme of things, because if that song, I always say it, Cameroon has not broken into the African market.
Everybody knows that. We all know that. But the point is,
if Jovi can support a Stanley song and then it permits us to break into the African market, I know that as soon as one person breaks into the African market successfully, at least 5 other guys will follow in no time.
The truth is, Stanley did at one time, but it did nothing to anybody or to Cameroon.
He did what?
He broke into the African market.
I don't think so.
He did.
No, so they have played, they have flirted with it, but they have not. So Daphne went and did the show in Daphne and did the show in Madagascar. Blanche goes and does shows in Ivory Coast, but they are not African stars.
No.
Two-Face was an African star.
Stanley was an African star.
an African star.
No.
Fally is an African star. Stanley was never an African star.
No, Stanley was. Let's not try to take away from what these guys have done and what these guys have achieved.
Was it the Covet or was the upcoming of the year or something like that, right? In the Mamas.
Exactly. At that point in time, listen, at that point in time, Stanley was an African star.
No, the Covet does not make you an African star. When he was contesting with Burna Boy and then Burna Boy was not yet an African star. Burna Boy was known in Nigeria, he was known in South Africa, he was known in Ghana. He was not yet an African star.
So what was he then?
An African star means that your name has as much weight as in your country, as in Ghana, or as in Cameroon, or as in South Africa. Stanley's weight has always been strongest in Cameroon. There's no other country where Stanley can go to and then feel like he's a star in that country.
He had
Which country can he go to and feel like he's a star?
If you are talking about that, it means Jovi too is an African star, because if Jovi goes to Congo, Benin, all these countries, he feels like he's a star in that country.
Congo, Benin, that's not enough for Africa, though. For me, if you're an African star, you should be strong in Kenya.
No, understand this.
Wait,
understand this.
If you're an African star, you should be strong in Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa. That's where entertainment speaks in Africa.
No, it's not necessarily. It's not a must that that's where it speaks in Africa.
Yes, you cannot be a star in Cameroon. You cannot be a star in Cameroon and you're not strong in Douala and
but
Yaoundé.
You cannot say.
Which Cameroon are you talking about?
Okay, so would you say at one point in time Stanley Enow wasn't a star in South Africa?
He wasn't. They don't know him in South Africa.
The what?
They don't know Stanley Enow in South Africa like a household name. Like we know AKA here. They don't know Stanley Enow like that in South Africa.
No, listen. The casual Cameroonian listener doesn't know AKA, if you don't know. The same way we who follow music.
The casual entertainer, everybody who is in entertainment in Cameroon will know AKA. Not the listener, but
and the truth is, at one point, I like that point. At one point in time, the casual entertainer in South Africa knew Stanley Enow.
I don't think so.
You don't think so, but it's the fact. That's what has happened. That's what happened.
I don't think so.
No, that's what happened.
Do a sondage.
No.
Try to talk to So like in the last 5, I was telling you the last time, right? I speak on places that I know. In the last 5 years, I've been to South Africa like 3 times. When I go there, it's true I go for my vacation, but I because entertainment is my thing, I talk to people in entertainment. Stanley could not get AKA at the time when he won the Mamas. I think he got by this other guy to do the remix for him. What was his name? Is it Fab or his fault? a smaller rapper, kind of, let me put it that way. He could not get AK at the time of Empress. After he had done the things with all these other bigger stars and gotten the money, then he could afford to get that collabo with AK. But even when he got the collabo, he did not break into the South African market like that. So when you talk about Cameroon, they don't know our artists like that. Most people are still in. When you go to Nigeria, same thing. When I go to Nigeria, I'm talking to people that more of they're talking about the Sukus they used to know all. They say Awilo Longomba, the Ndombolo. That's what they talk about Cameroon. We are not yet known in Nigeria like that. We are not yet known in Ghana like that.
No, as for Nigeria, every African country knows that it's very difficult for anybody outside to be known in Nigeria like that.
What about Kenya?
Listen, but in other countries, Stanley Enow has been known in South Africa. Somebody like Jovi, in most French African countries, Jovi is known there. Same as somebody like Blanche Bailey. She's known there. Tenor, same.
That does not make... No, let's be honest, Liby, you cannot say that these guys are African stars. So when we say, let me call African stars. When I say Fali is an African star, Arafat was an African star.
Okay. What you're talking about, listen, what you're talking about, right?
Diamond Plano is an African star. You tell me that Jovi is an African star. Blanche Bailey is an African star.
No, what you're talking about, yeah, they are. But there are tiers to this thing. There are tiers. You cannot just say they are not, because
going by tiers,
listen, these guys,
though.
No, these guys have fan base out of Cameroon. We should not still sit here and just behave as if we just sit at home in Cameroon.
Everybody
just us listen to them.
Everybody has fan base out of Cameroon.
No.
Everybody has fan base out of Cameroon.
I'm saying
this guy was sniped because recently, Gianni was sniped because recently working with all these top producers. Does it mean that it's already an African star?
No, listen. There are tiers to these things. They have fans in those countries. The media houses in those countries respect or receive their songs or know of them. That's what we mean by African star.
Nah.
But the tier now, it goes now to how many African countries now know you. That's where the tiers start moving up. What is the, let's just say, the economic stature of the African country that know you? That's where the tier keep moving up. But we shouldn't just sit here and say like, okay, if you are known in some of these countries, you're not international. International means you're known out of your country. Like you have a certain degree of fan base out of your country.
Give them that. Maybe they're international.
Of course, but
coming back to what we're talking about.
International where? Africa. So how can you say they are African stars?
Yes, we are African. So the African stars, yes, if that's the logic you want to use to call them African stars, fine. But the logic I was talking about when I said Cameroon does not have any African star is we don't have any top tier African star. If that's how you want to put it.
That's when I said we have tiers now. That's when I said we have tiers to this shit. But we shouldn't sit down and negate as if these guys haven't left the borders of Cameroon.
I mean, everybody has left the border of Cameroon. That for me, that's not an achievement like that. If you can pay a flight and you can call one or two DJs to invite you to their club, they have left. I know a couple of Cameroonian artists who were coming to sing in birthday parties in Cyprus and they say they're doing European tour. They have left, fine. But we all know that when it's big, everybody sees. So we cannot control ourselves with, they are known in some countries. The day they have left Cameroon, yes, they have left, but we are being honest with ourselves as Cameroonians. You understand what I mean by we don't have any African star? By that I mean we don't have any top tier African star. And I've called some names. Cassper Nyovest, what's his name? Diamond Platinum, Fali Ipupa, the late Arafat, the Burna Boys, the Wizkids. Can you take any Cameroonian artist and put him in that group? Sarko Diaz. Can you put any Cameroonian artist in this group I've called?
There's one thing I realized. There's one thing I've noticed with us Cameroonians. Okay, we turn to downplay anything that has the mark or name Cameroon attached to it.
I don't think so.
That's a fact. It's the truth.
When Eto'o was a boss of African football, I stood with my chest and spoke to Europeans and told them like this is the best player in the world right now. He was Cameroonian. But we should not want to control ourselves with mediocre stuff in the name of 237 support your own. No.
No, that's not the point.
When was good and he was the best, I was like, this guy is the best. So we supported Eto'o when he was the best in the world. We did not put him down because he was Cameroonian.
No,
But why
the
did you want to
truth is,
force
no. The point
average
is,
stuff down our throat? Because
what I'm saying is, when Etofis was the best in the world, that was undeniable. And the reason we accepted and the reason we affirmed that was because he had the embrace of the guys abroad. He had the embrace of the guys like the Ronaldinho. He had the push for of the guys like, he had the co-sign of most of these guys, which all of us like the Cameroonians see like, okay, these guys are the GOAT. If Etofis was doing
I cannot speak for everybody, but I don't feel that's a fair judgment of our analysis. We saw this guy walk up his parkour. We saw Etofis go to Real Madrid, went from there and went to Real Mallorca, was the best goal scorer. He took Real Mallorca to the final. He won. He was the best goal scorer in Africa. He was Ballon d'Or Africa for how many years? He was fifth pro player for how many years? So that is after that parkour that we're like, this guy is now the best. I don't think it's because Ronaldinho hugged him or somebody told me this guy is the best. I saw him become the best.
Okay, so get this point. Do you see the crowd Tenno pull when he went to Ivory Coast? Do you see the kind of venues Tenno fill up when he goes to Ivory Coast?
Yes.
So do you see the kind of venues Jovi fills up when he goes to Brazzaville?
Yes.
Do you see the kind of venues Blanche Bailey fill when she goes to Senegal or Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire?
That can be explained, Liby. One, some of the crowds which we saw for Tenor was because he had the Universal guys behind him. He had the whole thing of Sasseno to Arafat given to Cameroon behind him. At times, some of those concerts we see is not the person, it's not the Cameroonian pulling that crowd. He's part of the artists performing in that crowd, but they're not coming there because they have said that it's this man performing. So let's not be deceiving ourselves.
Okay. It's the same thing. It's the same as. Okay. It's the same as
in the Gabons and the rest.
Yeah.
Jovi's case in the Gabons and the rest. We all know that when anything blows in Cameroon, it has a strong influence in the whole of Semak because Cameroon is leading there.
Okay.
But
understand this.
Cameroon does not lead for Africa. We know the countries that lead for Africa.
Okay. So what you're saying now is most of this time when they go for those shows, they are not like the headliners, right? It's the same thing as when they brought Techno to Cameroon to perform and at that Johnny Walker with Jovi. But we agree that most of the fans there were Jovi fans, right?
I cannot say that for fact, but I want to ask you, who was the headliner?
Both of them.
Are you sure, Delibi?
100%.
Jovi was the headliner. Jovi was the headliner, same way on the flyers and everything. They were pushing Jovi and
the same
Techno at the same level.
Listen, they were even pushing Jovi more than Techno. Go back and watch it. Go back to the posts. Go back to the media and all these things. They were even advertising mostly Jovi's things. It was that point where the Mboko gang was even heavier when they were doing all these charity things, all these things.
Anyway, that's said and done.
No, understand this.
Techno is not even an African star, so yeah, that can happen. That's not a problem.
That Techno is not what?
He's not an African star.
Okay, let's
names
move.
Of those I feel are African stars.
So you want to say?
African
so you
stars?
want to? Okay. Is Rema an African star?
He's dabbling the in and out, but he's not yet there.
Is Joe Boy an African star?
He's dabbling in and out, but he's not yet there.
Okay. Is Araya Star or Thames an African stars? Are those two girls African stars?
More than Joe Boy and them, more than Joe Boy and Rema, but they are not yet there. I call the names of those who are there. I mentioned it clearly.
Okay. Wait.
I may be right, I may be wrong. I'm just talking of my own experience of moving in various African countries. I feel like when they call you an African star, your name should not need explanation in countries which are the entertainment capitals.
Okay, understand this. Based on your experience and from the travelings let's just say the movements and your experience and from what you've observed, or maybe I would say your window of observation is small. It's like you gauge for things which you think can get to you. Like you don't think at one point in time techno was all these guys we are talking about now.
They'll be having a hit in Africa.
No, not having a hit.
They
They not changed the landscape of music in Africa at one point. Do you agree?
They've not changed the landscape. You might want to put it that way. But
so that doesn't make him an African. So what do you mean?
So the space techno occupied is the same space which the Joe Boys have occupied like in the last year.
They have never, like Joe Boy has never been techno. He has never done what techno has done. Techno changed. Techno. Okay, what about Mr. Easy? Is he an African star?
Yeah, Mr. Easy is.
But techno is not.
Yes, according to you, techno and Mr. Easy are on the same level of music. Success in Africa.
So what do you mean by the same level?
So I keep on saying it. Mr. Easy single-handedly drove the music of Nigeria towards Ghana and took the Ghanaian music into Nigeria. And at one point, most of the UK, what they were calling Afro, was mostly Mr. Easy's tunes.
Okay. Listen, techno single-handedly changed the African music sound.
With what?
Are you asking with what? Pana changed.
No, I know the hit songs he made.
Pana influenced the songs that followed that. Mad Over You, like all these sounds that came after that. Pana changed all these songs. Like everybody coming after that was trying to mimic Pana. Even the Wizkids were doing it. Even Davidos were doing it. They started doing those kind of songs.
I think it's a stretch to say that influenced the music.
Listen. Even Burna Boy did it. That Angelina is that same sound. Do you know that? And that's Burna Boy's best song to me.
Anyways, yeah. As I said,
so what I'm saying is, you choose. What I'm saying is,
let me ask you a question. Do you think techno can be nominated for a Grammy or BET Best International Artist Award?
What you don't know about, okay, maybe you know what we fail to understand about most of these awards you're calling is it's not just based on your talent. It's based on who is you're under his wing. Who are you under their wing? Who is co-signing you? Who has you at the left or right hand? Those are the kind of things that influence you, the nominations into the Grammys or all these awards. No. It doesn't mean musically. It doesn't mean musically. It doesn't mean influence-wise. It means who are you. Even the time Burna Boy got nominated, he wasn't as popular as Davido and Wizkid. The first time he got nominated, he wasn't as popular as Davido, Wizkid, Mr. Easy at that time was running shit. You had how many guys were running shit at that time?
You said what? The first time he got nominated?
The first and second time he got nominated, and he lost them.
No, the second time he was big though.
But he wasn't as big as these names have called. But we keep seeing him because he was under the wing of most of these heavy hitters in the USA.
I feel like all of those things are related, Liby. If you are very talented, powerful people want to put you under their wing.
No, it's not talented.
It's under their wing.
Understand this. It wasn't the talent. Sometimes you get to be like,
you are going to win certain things and you are going to be in certain rooms.
No, it's sometimes it has to do with the politicking of music, of showbiz. The politicking of showbiz. It doesn't have
politics. It's just that some people don't play it as well as others. But they start acting like we don't play politics, they are playing politics. Everybody's playing it. And that's part of being an African star. You should have mastered the politics
understand this. I'm saying let's not mix the politicking of music with actual influence. Let's not. They are two different things.
I think they are related.
No, some of these influences come after the politicking, but some guys get that influence without the politicking.
So some of these things, when we say African star, there is the money factor in it, there's a talent factor in it, there's the politicking factor in it, there is a brand factor in it. There are so many should I call it what? Factors which we use as criteria to call you African star. So you
No,
cannot
it
pull
has
out
to
one
do
thing
with.
and say this one is not relevant, but just these are relevant to make you an African star. All of these things come
No,
to play to make you an African
but the
star.
main thing you're negating, and debunking when you're talking about African star is the influence the person has or the person has had.
I
You're
feel
not even
like
mentioning that. You keep talking
when you
about
play
the awards. You keep talking about the after the fact. You keep talking about the things that come after the fact.
So I feel like these things will lead to the awards. These things will lead to the influence
Most
in
most of these things, the
will
influences don't
to the
lead to those
politics.
awards. If those guys who actually have a hold of those awards, if they don't actually like or mess with you that way, even if they don't care about the influence you have, if they don't see any reason or they don't see any.
So why would they not like you though?
Some may be preference, commercial interest, some may be political reasons, some may be the agenda, some may be the time. Because Burna Boy blew up when we had all these black life problems shooting out of Africa, and his message geared towards that. So all the guys who were pushing this kind of agenda and narrative in the USA embraced him. Like it was towards when George Floyd died. That was when Burna Boy blew up massively. Do you know that?
I don't think so.
Even most of his sound even changed towards that period. Go back and listen to most of his songs before that period.
I don't think Burna Boy blew up during the George Floyd period.
No, I'm not saying he blew up. No, you're mixing up my words. I did not say he blew up.
You said Burna Boy blew up during that period.
No, I did not say he blew up. I said, you know, he really blew up. Blew up is different from really blowing up. Really blowing up means you could be hitting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But at one point, it just became a time when you drop, it's like a touchdown. Every time touchdown. Every time touchdown.
I feel like we are running in circles here, right? It's okay to have different opinions, but so you are saying that Cameroon has top-tier African stars.
I'm not saying Cameroon has top-tier African stars. I said there are tiers in this thing. I'm the one who brought the factor of tiers. No. I'm the one who brought up the tier factor, but you were debunking the fact that Cameroon doesn't have African stars.
No, when I told you that when I said Cameroon doesn't have African stars, I was referring to top tier. As you said we are all Africans. So if anybody is a star in Africa, is an African star. That's what I was talking about. When I said we don't have African stars, I was talking about the top tier.
Again, you're misquoting my words. I did not say we are all Africans. It means we are all stars. No. To be an international star means you've moved above the borders of your country to at least have camps, fan bases, of course, in countries beyond your geographical area, like your country.
I agree with that definition.
Exactly. So that makes us
When I was talking about African stars, I was talking about top tier. So not going into all the politicking of you have fans out of your country, you have traveled and all of that.
So
I even tried to list some stars.
Okay, so you want to tell me now?
Yes.
You want to tell me now, at one point in time, let's just say when Stanley won the Afrima Award, you want to tell me at that point in time he wasn't at the tier where somebody like let's just say a Joe Boy was at? Or this? You want to tell me that? So what? How can you say Stanley Enow is not an African star? He is.
I said Joe Boy is not.
Oh boy.
That's why I say it's not because somebody has a hit song that makes you an African star.
The truth
I've called names. I've called Diamond. I've called Sarkozy.
So no, listen. If you say somebody had a hit song, where did that hit song blow up? Where was those songs playing at? Like which count? Like was it only in his country? Was it in all those countries? For the fact that those songs went beyond your borders to play in clubs out of your country, you're a star. You are a star in that country.
So it means you're an African star. When Africa wants to count its celebrities as African celebrities, they'll call you in that list.
Of course.
Okay, I don't think so. I feel like you should have had a couple of solid projects that go across your borders. And then you also have an existing core fan base in those countries for you to be called an African star.
Even Franco at one point in time was an African star. Though we keep dancing and debunking or refusing all these things, that's a fact.
Because he had one song which went across the borders.
Exactly.
Okay, that's why I said I don't think just because someone has 1, 2 songs that go across the borders, it makes you an African star. I feel like you need to have consistent bodies of work, and you need to show that growth. I use the case of Etofis. You need to see that progress from you left your town to your country. Now, after your country, you have hitting the continent, the four corners of the continent. That's how I want to see an African star. I don't want somebody who has one song that blows up in Africa, then we forget about you. Two-Face was an African star.
No. When that song blew up, you don't consider the person an African star at that moment when the song is still hot.
No.
What the? I don't know how you
view it. An African hit, but it's not an African star.
No, I don't know how you view it, and I don't know how you consider all these things, but that's what they call a hit. And that's if your songs play and become popular in all those countries, you're a star in that country. These guys who woke up and have this song, Bella, 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 those guys were African stars when that song was blowing up in Africa. That's a fact. This kind of shows those guys were going
to. If you notice my term, I don't refer to anybody like was an African star. I say you are an African star.
No, but the reason this whole conversation came about
can
is
go to at least 5 African countries and these main entertainment countries and then have shows. Right
Jovi can go to 5. Blanche can go to 5. Stanley can go to 5.
Entertainment countries and have shows.
Jovi can go to 5, Stanley can go to 5, most of the guys can go to 5. The reason we keep downplaying most of Cameroonians, like if we have African stars or not, is because these guys find it difficult to play in countries like Nigeria, South Africa, and maybe Ghana. That's why most Cameroonians still have that mental block to block.
Africa.
No.
They are. Look at the numbers.
Somebody just said, Paul just said, I think Stanley Enow is an African star because you can't name French artists, French stars in Africa without calling Stanley Enow.
Oh, so he's now a French artist star.
Africa is made up of French and English. What is this man really talking about? Wait, I don't understand. I don't get your point.
No, one, I don't feel like Stanley.
Because most of the reason, because what I've just realized is,
I was just being sarcastic. When I said, of course, now I mentioned Fally Ipupa here. Fally Ipupa is a French star in Africa.
No, I understand. Fally Ipupa is a French star in Africa, but what I understand is
Stanley is not a French artist. So when he said
we all
French
know
Africa,
that.
that's what I was just
Every Cameroonian knows that.
So he's now a French star. That's why I was saying that. I was not. Of course, I know that we have French in Africa, and there are French stars like Fally Ipupa and
Aka Frederick said, whether we like it or not, Stanley Enow is an African star. Like, listen. This what from the conversation we've been having up to now. Let me land. Then you can ask your question.
Can go and do a show in Kenya?
Let me land. Then you can ask your question. From this conversation, everything we've been talking about till now, what I've noticed is you consider anybody an African star if they are known in English Africa.
No,
that's what you no. Go back and listen to the conversations we've been having. That's the conclusion anybody listening will come up with.
You cannot change the fact that English is the biggest language in this world. English countries are leading in Africa right now.
No, but they are not the most populated countries in Africa, though.
They are what?
They are not the countries with the highest number in Africa. Let me not say population, because Nigeria alone is the most populated country. I mean the number of English-speaking countries in Africa. The number of English-speaking countries in Africa.
It does not matter. Just Nigeria is more than 5 French-speaking countries.
That's why I'm telling you. And every African country face difficulties penetrating Nigeria, though they have the numbers. But understand this. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Can Fally Ipupa tour in Nigeria the way? Can Fally Ipupa do that in Nigeria? Have you ever heard him doing it in Nigeria?
Fally Ipupa can tour in Nigeria.
Have you ever heard him do it? Has he ever done it? Is it that he doesn't like to do it, or is it that it is difficult for him to do it?
I will look it up, but I think I have seen him in Nigeria before. And okay, I don't want to speak for what I cannot explain now, but Arafat had a hit song with these other guys in Nigeria.
With J. Martin, did Arafat ever tour in Nigeria or have a big show in Nigeria?
I will have to look it up.
Okay, as Diamond Platinum had a smash hit and with Flavor and Davido, has he ever done a big show in Nigeria?
As his show?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Of course. So, the points you're trying to make are practically, like you said, Nigeria is the most populated country, and when you try to base all the stars you're talking about guys who dominate in English Africa. So the numbers you're trying to give Nigeria, or you're trying to, let me just say, I'm trying to look for the word, it's not coming, but Nigeria is off the table, like for this conversation we're having right now, because if you want to keep talking about the African stars, Nigeria has the majority of them.
Yes, and I called 4 countries. When you look at the numbers in
all those
Africa,
countries you've called, none of those stars you're talking about can perform in Nigeria, or has. If you come up with a show of a Diamond Platinum, Fally Ipupa, DJ Arafat performing in Nigeria, I'll come up with a Jovis concert in Nigeria and Ghana.
Okay, then I'll not forget this, and I'll bring it up again, or I'll be checking while we are talking. But I'm certain that some of these guys have performed in Nigeria.
Okay, Paul said Stanley Enow is a star in Tanzania, bro. Aka Frederick said we can't define an African star only when he is recognized by English-speaking Africa, and that's what you're basing your point on.
I'm saying
but
that.
I've called so many African countries where Cameroon always can perform ad, but you keep saying those countries are small.
Arafat is not a star. Arafat was an African star. Fally is an African star. But we as Cameroonians should not deceive ourselves that we have African stars.
We have them.
I don't think so.
We do. But what I'm saying is we do, but we don't have the tiers that maybe in Nigeria has, but we do.
Diamond Platinum is he at the same level like the tiers that Nigerians have?
He will never be, because he will never perform in Nigeria. Until he
Diamond
does, he
Platinum
will.
Has the highest viewed. Wait, he has the highest viewed videos on YouTube, although he's not Nigerian. How is that possible? If everything is only Nigerian because Nigerians have many people.
Okay. How many shows have you seen Diamond Platinum have in South Africa?
I think I'm about to Google those things, but I'm very sure that Diamond Platinum can fill up halls in Nigeria and in South Africa. But I'm not sure for Stanley Enow and Jovi.
No. Come up with Diamond Platinum, South Africa and Nigeria, okay, in most of those countries. Then, because from the most of the things you're talking about are things that go beyond influence. They go into politicking of music. I've called guys here who had the influence at one point in time. Stanley had the influence at one point in time. Franco has at one point in time was almost like one of the biggest artists in Africa. At one point in time. That one is a fact. Daphne at one point in time was that female artist in Africa.
All our African stars were at one point in time.
That is the point. The same as Techno is not the same as R2B is at one point in time. The same as Bracket at one point in time. The same as J Martin at one point in time. It's the same thing everywhere.
All those names you are calling, I did not call them African stars.
No, they were African stars. What I'm saying is we've had them and we still have them. And once you were known back then, the influence you had, the remnants of your influence in those countries still exists. Somebody said Arafat was never an African star.
What? Wait, let me see who is saying that. Arafat never.
Almost, yeah. Most of the guys commenting are saying.
So Stanley Enow is bigger than Arafat.
Yeah, these guys. Somebody wants to join the live. Like, can somebody jump onto this discussion? I can put the Zoom link here if you want to join.
No, but wait. Do you agree with this comment from Paul Yakam? From Paul Yakam, who is saying that Stanley is bigger than Arafat?
The truth is, let me give you a fact. If you like now, you Google it. If you like now, you debunk it. If you like now, you want to refuse it. Any country Arafat has done a big show in Tenno can do that show now. Any country.
One, I doubt that. Two, I just
you doubt, but you cannot disprove it.
Somebody saying in the comment section. Somebody saying in the comment section that Stanley Enow is bigger than Arafat. Technically, that's what he's implying. Do you agree with that?
Because Stanley Enow is popular in Cote d'Ivoire and most French African countries, and also in some English African countries where Arafat couldn't penetrate those countries because of languages. Maybe I can see his point.
Okay, I don't agree with that. Aka Patrick is saying I'm basing just on Nigeria. No, I called 4 countries which are leading in the numbers in Africa.
And
I called
all
South
those countries
Africa,
are English-speaking
Kenya,
African countries.
Nigeria, and Ghana. It's not their fault that English countries are the ones leading in entertainment. They're the ones leading entertainment in Africa.
Okay. No,
now,
understand this.
If you want to go into French Africa, we might add Ivory Coast. Because if you look at economic number, per capita income has something to do with consumption of entertainment. If you have a low per capita income, there's no way you can be good to consume. And most French African countries are not doing so well in per capita income. Angola too used to do good, but Angola, because of the language barrier, they cannot have that large market across Africa. So we should not stand what our boom team and we feel that when we say that
we are not talking.
Stanley Enow is on the same level with Arafat.
I've told you this. Tenor is at the same level where Arafat was at right now. He may even
I don't think so. They are trying to brand Tenor towards Arafat's business model.
No, understand this.
The fan base Arafat across Africa, you see.
Understand this. Any country Arafat did a show in or filled up any stadium, did anything, Tenor can do the same now.
They are branding Tenor as a small Arafat. I don't think he already has those numbers.
If you guys are watching the comment section, if what I'm saying is false, you guys say I'm capping. Okay.
Aka Frederick, I see your point. You have said, but when they talk of Africa, it's everybody included, not a portion. Yes, but I give an example. When they say Cameroon, is everybody included? But we all know when something blows up in Douala and Yaoundé, the rest of Cameroon will take it. And someone cannot say that they are a Cameroonian star when you are not known in Douala and Yaoundé. You cannot be a Cameroonian star. So these countries have mentioned that like the capitals of entertainment in Africa. So you cannot be saying that you are big in Africa when you are not known in these countries I've mentioned.
Okay. When we are arguing, okay, this when we are debating, because it's not arguing, this is contrast. This is a real reason why this show was created. When we are debating, we should be reading the comment section because that's the reason why they are there to contribute to the conversation, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm actually just replying to them. Okay, let me just go back because I just came down and I was replying to Aka Frederick without reading the others. So I think fam, can someone jump on this? Okay, they're asking for the Zoom link. Two Victory said, everyone has their market. Cameroon has 100% of Central Africa and 50% of West Africa on lockdown. 50%, that's huge. Sure, Central Africa, yes, but West Africa, 50%, I feel like that's huge. J2 Victory, Zoom link, okay. Polyakam, Arafat never did a show in Nigeria. Okay, the shows are verified. Aka Frederick, but when they talk of Africa, it's everybody here can reply to that. Marius GK, no and no. Leslie Wunja, Mr. Leo was almost there, but I don't know what's happening right now after his rebranding. Yeah, I think we even just learned recently that his PR team their contract came to an end or something like that. So I really doubt where Mr. Leo might be going now, unless he has a surprise for us. But yeah, Mr. Leo's case, yeah. Aka Frederick, no, I disagree. Do they know Metro Games in Niger? But he's an Africa and a world star. Metro Games is a world star. I think we had this argument here that we don't want to be counting Africans who are blowing up in France and in America and in Britain as African stars. We had this argument here. Metro Games is one of those guys I feel blew up in France. So he's a world star, he's a French star, but I don't know if we'll call him in the mix of African stars.
If that's the case, then Ramali is not supposed to be an African star.
If you like, pull my Ramali out. But if you also know that Ramali was not famous in the UK, he came back to Niger and became famous. Metro Games never came back to Congo and became famous.
No. He came back.
Famous in France.
No, he came.
No.
What the fuck is this man even saying?
He came back to visit Congo, but he never came back to Congo before he became famous. He was already famous. Metro Games has never stayed a year in Congo. Naira Marley is fully based now in Nigeria. How can you compare Naira Marley's case to Metro Games' case? Two Victory said Arafat sold out arenas most Cameroon artists
Most
can
of
say
them.
right now. Hi.
Listen,
We don't know Arafat too. Anyway, let me leave this thing.
listen. They no can do sing.
I not do enough
Okay.
research to come for this discussion. For
Listen, any big French artist right now, okay, apart from let me just somebody like Fally Ipupa, okay, any big one right now, any country they can tour in. Let me call you this Cameroon artist who can do it. Blanche can do it. Tenno can do it. Cause it's questionable. Loco can do it. Okay. These names I've called, they can do it. Because the only exemption we have here right now is because Fally Ipupa can do shows in the USA, but Cameroon artists cannot do those kind of shows. That's the only.
I was only putting Arafat close to Fally Ipupa though.
The only out Fally Ipupa has right now is that he can do shows in some of these English-speaking African countries that is Cameroon artists cannot. That's why Fally Ipupa is out of that tier.
Anyway, I mean, I'm not saying this to downplay Cameroonian artists.
But from the whole conversation, that's what you've been doing. No,
I want to explain my point. I feel like we are overhyping ourselves. We are fans of these guys. We love them. We think that they are wow. Yeah. But even the fact that they don't have the kind of money which they should be having.
Exactly.
It's an indicator to say that they're not as big as we think. But you are telling me that every Cameroonian artist can sell out things that Arafat was selling. Are we sure we really know Arafat?
Understand this. We are talking about places where they have influences. Most Cameroon artists now, like I'm saying, the Cameroon music industry we have now is not the same one we had 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's growing, but it's not yet there like that. Aka Frederick says, nope, I disagree. Do they know metric? Okay. Arafat sold out arenas. Okay. No tenor can't touch Arafat. Thank you, J2 Victory. That's somebody who now is talking. So David says tenor cannot touch Arafat. Leslie Salatiel can do it. Okay. Yeah, read the other one. I wanted to release now.
Okay. To me, I don't think Salatiel can do it. But
everybody's just watching their own people on Boom TV, and as you like the artist, you say you can do this in Africa. Nah. Are we really looking at Africa?
No, listen. I'm not in Cameroon. I don't watch Boom TV. Me, I'm talking about the influences I observe from guys who are not. Let me just say guys from outside too. If I were in Cameroon, I would have been clouded by the bully that Api de Fulan has, and I would have been saying Api. But no, I'm not in Cameroon. You understand?
Okay, Mario GK is saying there's no level in Cameroon. Okay, thank you for telling them. Sorry, wanted to say French Africa. Okay. Ambassador, give me your definition of African star. Maybe you came late. I gave my definition. I said that I feel like African stars are people who, one, when the world looks at Africa, the world sees them. Two, they can run shows in the capitals of entertainment in Africa. It may be unfortunate that the capitals of entertainment are English-speaking countries, as I mentioned, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa. But they have taken the lead, at least for the last 10 to 20 years, when it comes to entertainment in Africa. That was my definition. I don't know if that answers your question, Akafet. Marius GK says, Arafat was even bigger than Fally. Hey, that's the show that verify now. But as I said, I was putting Arafat close to Fally. But I'm wondering the way people in the comment section just damage Arafat and saying that everybody can
what that guy has said.
Cameroonians can feel things like Arafat.
No, what GK has said at one point in time was true. Arafat was bigger than Fally at one point in time. That's a fact.
So,
but Fally kept growing. I surpassed Arafat. To me, Arafat plateaued. Fally kept growing.
Yes. I feel like it's a lack of strategy or maybe lack of education. I don't know. But one time he did an American tour thing. He tried to do some rap kind of thing, but it was not
exactly. So Arafat to me plateaued. Like most of Arafat's features are mostly with French dominant artists. If he wants to do a collaboration with English, it's very few. And it's very. Arafat doesn't have collaboration with
Olivia and who else? I think it's R. Kelly. Fally did Olivia and some other person.
Yeah, Olivia and R. Kelly. I think.
I think so. Yeah. So
He's
he
doing
really
songs
went
now
to the
with
American market, and Rafa did not succeed to do any big collab.
he's doing songs now with French artists like what's this guy's name? It's Pokey something. I've forgotten. Fally is collaborating now with mostly French artists. And even some US artists.
I really think we need to work on this Zoom link thing to be. I want support to really come and, like these things. It's not like somebody. I'm just talking based on my own exposure from my own angle of vision, right?
Yeah.
You might be surprised that there's somebody here who is in the event organizing things in Cameroon or in Africa who has a different perspective and more informed than we may be giving. So I really wish we could have the Zoom link from time to time when people are giving strong
I have
arguments
the Zoom link,
in the
but
comment
the
section.
problem is I'm trying to put it in so somebody can join us. I'm trying to type it in as a comment. Yeah.
Because we just select people who are really giving strong arguments so that they really come and make their point and it can educate the rest. Because for me, it's all about learning here and everybody learning, because it's not so necessary for us to be putting out things which are ignorant. So if we have people who are more informed, they could come and then explain. So that's why I feel like things like this, if we had the Zoom link, people should come on board and then really act, because some of the points we are making, and
listen, like, he said so when talking about somebody said when talking about African giants in music, so you put Kenya over Ivory Coast.
Yes, right now, yes. As I said, I mentioned Ivory Coast though. I said when we look at French Africa, we'll see Ivory Coast. But when we look at the streaming numbers, the sales for tickets for events, the money in the entertainment industry in Kenya is bigger than in Ivory Coast. Let me see if I can look at the document to tell you.
GK, I understand that fact. Okay.
Yeah.
GK, I understand what you're saying. We are neighbors, and I understand that, and that what you're saying is completely true. Okay? Completely true. But let's not negate the fact that Cameroon artists have influence in so many French-speaking African countries and some English-speaking African countries.
That is so.
And
who asked me about
point,
my definition of African star?
No,
okay, it was
listen.
So, are you seeing what?
Okay, Mark Pokora. That's
here?
Mark Pokora, the guy Fally Ipupa featured with. Another thing is your definition of an African star. They said when the world looks at Africa, they can pinpoint them and they can recognize them, right?
The people they see, right? So GK is saying that I've been in the US for 12 years, and here Camel songs are not known.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. Here is the same.
Not known in America.
That's what I'm saying is true. Okay, we are talking about African stars. We are not talking about global stars like the Whiskies, the Davidos.
No, the Africa is in the world.
Oh boy.
I said, look, we have stars who are stars in Africa, right? The African stars are those who represent Africa. That's why I try to explain it to say, okay, if you classify them in terms of tiers, there's a certain tier that are stars in Africa, but are not known to the world. When I was talking about African stars, I was using the capital African in the sense of the top tier African, and all those top tier African are all known in the world.
I'm trying to comment. I don't know why I can't.
Okay. They are signed under bigger labels like Sony Universal and all.
That is what.
And all standing not
signed. You understand? You understand? That's why you see them. That's why you hear them say they can go for nominations for things like the Grammy, and that's why you hear their songs on Hollywood movies, because these songs are distributed by things like Sony. They are co-signed. That's when I talk about the politicking of music. But the influence these guys had.
These labels not coming to sign with our own people in Cameroon?
No, the influence. They know it's on Def Jam. The influence.
So why is Techno not in those movies? Techno not in those movies.
Understand this. Listen. The influence you're talking about these guys having, what you're talking about goes with the politicking of music, not the influence. The African stars we are talking about are guys who blew up, gained the influence of Africa as a whole without these major guys who can give them these Grammys or give them the cosign or embrace them. Most of these guys had it. Cameroon have artists who had it. That's why I'm saying at one point in time, Franco, that everybody's overlooking now, was an African star. Do we agree?
I don't agree. One hit song in Africa does not permit you to be an African star.
No.
You have a hit song in Africa, but are you an African star? I feel like African stars are not, how do they even call these things that appear in the sky and disappear immediately? Stars
Okay. For anybody who wants to join, that's the Zoom link. You can click that Zoom link and join the chat. Okay, that's the Zoom link.
The issue here is sometimes Cameroonian artists hardly do international collaboration. That's one of the factors that give international exposure. Yeah, name one Kenyan artist. Calligraph Jones, that's one Kenyan artist. This other girl who was signed under Chocolate City, Kamani, Victoria Kamani, that's another Kenyan artist. So I'll name 20 Kenyan artists for you. That's why I'm telling you that I'm talking based on, I know those industries. I've been to Kenya a number of times in the last few years. I'm not just talking based off what, So I know I try to take time to, when I go to artists, I go to clubs, I talk to people at entertainment.
Can you agree that you knowing all those guys may be as a result of you visiting those countries and you know them?
There is part of that in it. But I don't think that's the only reason why I know them.
1 minute.
Araga Frederick is saying, well, star is different from African star. If in USA they are not known, in France they will be known. But why would we look at, anyway?
They want to join the live.
Tanzania is leading in the East. GK says, even Stanley Enow to me is not a star. He's just speaking big life.
Ezzy, what's up? Hello?
Yo, bro, what's up?
No, I'm good. What's up?
I'm good. I love your discussion.
Yeah. So, the ambassador.
Yeah, present.
Ask your question.
I'm here for you guys.
Okay. Yeah. So for the guys watching, okay, for everybody watching, you can introduce yourself so you let the Molitown family know who you are. Then we can get into the conversation.
I'm a proud member of the Molitown family myself.
Okay. Bienvenue, citoyen.
I've been here since 2014.
Okay, the first day one.
Day one years.
Day one.
Yeah, day one.
Okay.
Although I think you're a Stanley Enow hater, but let's
no, I don't hate. No. Everybody who hates when I try to say or criticize anything they do. Okay, the thing is, you guys negate the fact that when I always talk about the great things they do, when I point out the great things and you pick just the negative things I say. Same thing with Mboko Gang. Same. You guys are so toxic. Mboko and King Kong Gang.
Let's go musically. I think Jovi is greater than Stanley Enow musically.
Yeah.
I can't listen to a Stanley Enow album completely, but I've listened to all Jovi album like 6-5 times on a row. Mm-hmm. Every single thing is well produced. Yep. Every song is well linked to another. I think Jovi produces the best album in Cameroon. Musically.
For the past 2 years, I doubt that. But yeah, let's continue.
For the past 2 years, he hasn't dropped an album.
Yeah. Really though?
The last thing he did was Mentality. It wasn't really an album.
He has done 2 EPs and one album.
Done an EP, I think.
Young Vizu, Original Mboko Supreme. That he dropped that, right? I think that was last year.
That was last year's EP. But if you listen to like the 2 EP dropped,
I can call 3 albums that were better than that one last year. Well produced, well synchronized, well curated.
Let's not get lost in the Jovi debate.
Let's just get into the African star issue and the conversation right now.
Stars.
Yes.
Okay, let's define an African star from your point of view.
For me,
the ambassador has given his own. What do you think? Hezi, what do you think an African star is? What's your definition of an African star?
I think from the ambassador he's defining an African star as a well-known person internationally.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
when
think
the world looks to Africa, they see that person.
I think if you use that definition in Africa, you will not be able to put 10 artists up there.
Yes, which is fine for me.
Oh, but Okay, let's go into example. There are artists that are big in Korea. They can sell out arenas, 100,000 people, 200,000 people, but we don't know them in Africa. But they are big in Asia. So are they international stars or not?
So I do not want to use the word international because in between Gabon and Cameroon, that's international.
Yeah.
But when we use the word African star, it means that you represent Africa. You are known in the corners of Africa. And then I explained to say that the capital of entertainment in Africa is mainly Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria. So if you are known in those places, they're the ones that propel Africa to the world. So definitely you'll be known by the world representing Africa.
With respect to your point, number one, Afrobeat has stolen every market in the world. Everyone wants to be part of Afrobeat. And Nigeria is Afrobeat. So if an American artist think like, I want to feature an African artist, what will he think? Nigeria. He wants to get into the vibe. He wants to be
not
part of the market.
Nasty C is not Afrobeat, but he's still doing good in America.
It's pure rap. Nasty C is pure rap.
Yeah.
Nasty is a rapper.
So let's say
it's the same thing Burna Boy got mad when they called Nasty C an Afrobeat artist. Nasty C is a rapper.
It's not an Afrobeat artist. It's a rapper.
But because he comes from Africa, they try to lump him with that Afrobeat.
Of course, he's not thing. Afro. That's why I said when you said they only look at Nigeria and Afrobeat, I said there's Nasty C. They also look at Nasty C as Africa, but he's not Afro and he's not Nigeria.
No, but they consider him Afrobeat. That's one thing I hate about it.
Nasty C cannot be Afrobeat.
No, even when guys like Ebro, Charlemagne or the Breakfast Club, when they want to reference Nasty or Sway in the morning, when they want to talk about Nasty C, they say an Afrobeat artist.
Yeah,
but I really wanted Eze to tell me like, do you think Stanley Enow and Jovi are African stars?
I think
that with my definition stars, or forgetting my definition. Yeah. But if you think they're African stars,
let me give you my own
definition. To be African stars.
Let me give you my own definition. I think an African star is a person that is recognized in at least 10 African countries.
Okay.
If you step into those countries and they say Jovi is stepping in, who is Jovi? People know Jovi. I think if you can be recognized in 10 African countries, you are an African star. In that sense, I think most Cameroon stars are African stars because they sell out shows in at least 10 countries in Africa.
You deserve a gunshot.
With that definition here, a couple of them now can pass. That's true.
Yes. We're the ambassador.
I'm just being.
Listen, it's a conversation that's the same argument we've been having since this whole thing started. I'm saying, but there are tiers to this African star thing. There are tiers. But let's not negate the fact that Cameroon has African stars.
There's tier 3. Yeah, Cameroon has, but we are.
But when you now start moving up to those tiers, you start talking about guys who can penetrate South Africa and Nigeria or these English guys who are so enclosed. That's where you start talking about the tiers. Or guys who can move across or go to places like, because even there are Cameroon artists who can, like in Malox, we negate Malox, they can do big shows in Belgium. He has done them before. In France, he has done them before.
Yeah, he has done them before. And one thing we need to know is English African countries generally don't listen to French songs unless they become so big you can't ignore them.
Boom.
True. So, but us French speakers will listen to English songs. Our French brothers, they listen to English songs, but like I've been in Europe, most English speakers, they don't want anything to do with French because they feel like English is there.
Yes, because English is the biggest and English is the strongest. English dominates the world. So,
I don't want to do anything with French. So for that, it makes French artists, it makes it difficult for them to be big in English-speaking regions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One more person can join the live so that the screen can be synchronized.
Aka Frederick is saying, Ambassador, I disagree with your point. Kenya can never be in front of Ivory Coast and Congo when we talk about giants of Africa entertainment. Just look at the numbers. I was looking for a certain document I will share with you when they are looking at streams event sales, the power, the amount of money generated by each industry. Look at those numbers, and then you see that Kenya is bigger than Ivory Coast.
Ambassador, to your point, I think Tanzania is bigger than Kenya in the East. I think so. I think Tanzania, looking at the numbers, YouTube views, not economy, like musical-wise, there are a lot of, off the top of my head, I can name at least 5
that's why
Tanzania artists.
Diamond Platinum is big. He's from Tanzania.
Yeah, and Tanzania music was big in the East in the past 3 years. In the clubs, they were playing only Tanzania music.
The strongest consumers of Diamond Platinum's music are from Kenya. There's a strong correlation. There's a strong correlation between economic power and entertainment power.
Oh, you're saying Kenya is the center of Africa
Kenyans
entertainment, not in the sense that they have
not that they have the best musicians, not that.
Yeah, I understand your point.
So I was saying that when you are known in Kenya and then they have that power, the world is listening to Kenya when they push certain music out, put out certain song like this represents Africa. And when you have economic power, you can stream music, you can buy music, you can pay for events. When people don't have money to eat even rice and stew, why would I go and be paying for a ticket for a show? No way.
Okay, so from what you're saying, right? Only these countries, like let's just say Nigeria and South Africa, only these countries can have African stars, right? Based from what you just said.
I've given an example. Diamond Platinum is from Tanzania, where he's big in Africa because Kenya has taken him up. So it does not necessarily. If we have a big Cameroonian star who is strategic enough, and Nigeria takes him up, he'll become an African star, even if he's from Cameroon.
This.
It will be very difficult.
Diamond Platinum is not big in Nigeria, Ghana, even South Africa. He has done collaboration with most guys in all those countries.
He's big though.
He's big. I think he's big in South Africa.
Nobody's negating that fact. He's collaborating now with mostly Rick Ross, Omarions, and all those guys.
And Diamond Platinum, his business strategy is top tier.
So why can Cameroonians not have top tier business strategy too?
Not everyone is intelligent.
That's what I'm saying. We have not done the work to become African stars, but we just want to use our mouths and become African stars.
No. Listen, from my own definition of African star, right?
Thank you. That's the point I'm trying to drive.
Yeah, no, Cameroon.
They are very lazy when it comes to marketing.
Exactly. That's the truth. But this one thing I want us to, this way my own definition of the African star coming. Okay.
If Daphne had a good manager, she would be up there with Tiwa and Co. Because when her songs were big, 70 million, 50 million, but I can't, like the shows they were booking her for is not for a person of a standard where her career was at that point.
The truth is, coming to shows, let me first of all finish. Let me give what I mean, my own definition of African star, and then I come to answer what you've just said now. To me, an African star is somebody who at one point in time, had a song that played all over Africa, or maybe over 70% of Africa. Cameroon have artists who have had songs like that.
What if it was a one-hit wonder?
That doesn't negate the fact that person was. No.
How can a one-hit wonder be an African star?
Listen.
Listen. What about the guy who sang Kolela Piti?
Franco has been an African star at one point in time. That's what I've said.
Nah.
Then listen.
Understand this, right? If you became a millionaire, right, and you lost the money on your CV, when they say your achievements, they will never negate the fact that you were once a millionaire. We can all agree that you're broke now, but at one point in time, you were like the bar to so many people. So many people wanted to have what you have, like the hit song you have, the car you had, the building you had. Let's just move from music. Let's just say in the hood, like in the streets, there was somebody who used to do illegal things and he has so much money. The kids growing up will see that guy's house, his car, and all those things. And at one point in time, they will dream of having what he has. They may not understand what he has or how he got it, but they may want to have it. Okay? At that point in time, he's a star. When they grow up, they may realize that they may grow and he lost the money, or maybe they think he was doing was illegal and he caught up with him and he lost that money. But at one point in time, he was that man. When you ask those kids, sometimes they with that grand with the watch club, that thing was still there. It will still be there. You understand? Daphne has had that moment. Franco has had that moment.
Maybe when you land, let me read the comments a bit too.
Yeah. So now, we go now to the marketing thing you're talking about. That the shows they were booking Daphne for were not shows for somebody of her standard. Okay, the one thing we all can agree here is Cameroon has no marketing department or PR or all this thing. Everything is everybody who wants to be famous on Facebook for clicks and all this shit. There's no strategic marketing in Cameroon. Everything in Cameroon is shit.
In the entertainment industry,
there's no entertainment business or industry in Cameroon. There's just show. There's no business in Cameroon because the magnitude, even Blanche now, there was one video I made when Blanche was complaining that the bigger you get, the more difficult it is for you to make money in Cameroon and to get booked. That was very stupid for her to make that statement because the bigger you get, depending on your team, you get to a point in your career where you are the person organizing the show. You don't sit back and wait for people to organize shows and book you.
You do African tours.
That's the whole Cameroon idea tours. Of you growing up. That's evolution.
You can't hear about Nigerian artists say they don't book them. Whiskey does his tours itself.
Whiskey does his own thing. Most of these guys do their own thing.
That's the point that without a solid team, you cannot be an African star. You're an African individual. Can I read the comments?
Listen. Yeah, there's one person who did it to in a smaller scale. Malox has done that thing when he proved that Cameroonians can fill up the Palais de Sport. He wanted to. That was like a small example of that. If you have a team that can move for you, you don't wait for guys to organize things and call you or push you. You can move. If you move by yourself, you can achieve things that instead of waiting, you can do it. If you understand the power you have, the leverage you have, you can use it.
IKG says an African star is simply a person that has an immediate level of notoriety through his influence on a particular sector. Okay.
Exactly.
You
understand?
Marius GK says why all our Anglophone artists are only known in French Cameroon? Because most of them are focusing their energy towards French Africa and French.
You can't blame them also.
You can't blame them because
all we know is French exposure.
No, most of the gatekeepers in Cameroon are linked mostly to French-speaking African countries because of the numbers.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. IKG says now, of course, there are different levels of stardom, depends on the context. Yeah, I was just sticking to my own definition of my African star, but now looking at other definitions, different names can start to make sense. But from my own definition, some of those Cameroonian names do not make sense. Aka Frederick, now the new guy has said it all. Ambassador, that is the real definition. That is his definition. No, which one is real definition? Yeah, are we looking at our dictionary? Okay.
The ambassador strong head. I should say they delay you all time for class. They delay you.
Okay. For him, they must fill arenas in Nigeria.
Yes, according to ambassador, they must fill arenas in Nigeria. Ambassador strong head.
And ambassador.
Yeah.
You must know, like, Nigeria is one of the most toxic markets in Africa.
I know.
Yeah, of course.
They don't welcome foreigners a lot, unless you're from America.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you can finesse your way around Nigeria, it'll be an easy market. Believe me.
It's very difficult. Do you know the king of markets?
Do you know how many people have tried to finesse it? Even if Fali Pupa, who is big, has not finessed this way to Nigeria.
It's only the past where Congo very easy. Was so big, you could not ignore them. That was the only time French music successfully entered Nigeria, when you could not ignore the likes of Awilo Longoba, because they were so big everywhere you go.
So that's why Cameroonian artists should try to be that big that they cannot be ignored.
The ambassador, you just keep throwing things and throwing words out there. You don't listen.
The point is Nigeria is the new Awilo Longoba. So why should they listen to another Awilo Longoba?
Good.
Do you get my point? They are the new powerhouse, and they control the market. They have the numbers, they have the money, they have the influence, they have Sony is backing them, everyone is backing them. And Nigeria is like the Africa. They don't want to accept any single thing right now. They don't want any artist to be bigger than the artist.
And being smart, like you said, you can be bigger, like be the big, so that the Nigeria cannot deny you. Okay, let's go now to some of these artists in Africa who actually achieve some of those things. And do you see? I'll start from recently and move backward a little bit. Let's go now with the recent one, Amapiano, right? Amapiano is a vibe and a sound that was growing in Africa, and it started in South Africa, right? Nigeria saw that if they sleep, that's the smart, like that's the genius of Nigeria. And I don't That's one of the things I say we Cameroonians or most African countries sleep on it. South Africa is trying its best, but yeah. When Amapiano was growing up, so Nigeria, they are great at marketing and they are great at branding their culture as the cool culture. That's what everybody wants to associate with. That's why you see Western influences when they come to Africa, they keep talking about Nigerian music as Afrobeat.
Nigeria.
Afrobeat is So when Nigeria hear another sound brewing in Africa, growing up in Africa, since they are great at branding their culture as the cool culture, they make a version of that sound in their own culture using their own culture. So if they need that sound in their country, they don't need to find somebody who has the sound or originated the sound. They already have somebody who can produce it. So they use the person they have. And
they already have someone that's Nigerian that have made the sound Nigerian.
Because Amapiano now, if they want to listen to Amapiano, they won't go to South Africa and find anybody who does it. They'll go to that guy. There's a song trending on TikTok that you get a big bum bum. You want to shake me out? Something like that. I cannot actually say, but that's Amapiano. But that's the biggest Amapiano song now. Because and when they need an Amapiano or somebody to do that kind of a sound in Nigeria, they won't go to Nigeria and find somebody like artist Mr. KG or Mr. Who, I've forgotten his name. They won't go to Nigeria and find somebody like that. Okay, think about this. Listen, let me learn. Let's come again closer, okay? We go to the Pong Pong sound. When Ghana started it, we go to the Azonto sound, okay? The Azonto. Okay. Then, when Franco had Kolela Petit that was brewing in Africa, right? Davido wanted to tap that sound into Nigeria. That was why he kept hitting up Franco to collaborate, but Franco ignored him. That was one messed up thing Franco did at that point in time. Maybe it would have helped Cameroon's sound. Because Malox, let's all say, if I'm capping here, just say I'm capping, because Malox's new sound is as a result of Kolela Petit brewing up.
Yes.
All the way.
Malox saw that sound, he capitalized on it, it worked, he just stayed with it. That's his sound now.
And he made it his
own. You understand? But Malox is not as big as somebody like a Davido. Just imagine if somebody like a Davido had succeeded in doing that.
But you know that sound is like Malox and Franco. They grew up musically together, so you can't actually know who it belongs to.
They didn't. Franco Malox grew up in Yaoundé and Mendong, just close to our place, but Franco grew up in Douala, so it's not.
Malox was the last time I left Douala when he sang La Bière.
La Bière, c'est comme
it was like. Yeah, he was.
No, he always come to Douala because most of those guys were there. But Malox grew up in Yaoundé in Mendong.
But I feel like one time Malox was based in Douala though.
Yeah, he was based in Douala.
Some underground rap things where he was rapping on some staircase. He was really doing that kind of American rap. And they were in Douala. The Douala guys.
They were in Douala. His career really picked up in Douala.
Yeah, then I think maybe he moved back to Yaoundé. I think at one point in time, Malox moved to Douala trying to get the commercial fame. Let me jump into the comments. Even Buba is not known in the US. Why are all okay? Malox has same influence, just like Arafat, just that he doesn't do really professionally. That's for the account.
You guys should stop talking about Arafat.
I was begging them to call this kind of sacrilege.
No.
They keep on saying that
listen.
Malox is as big as Arafat.
No, listen.
You know it's as big as Arafat. How come?
No, listen.
Arafat.
The countries where Arafat did big shows in Teno can do them now. If you guys listen.
I fear.
I don't know how you guys want to disprove that.
Wait. You know how
Arafat was really big. I'm not saying Teno is not big, but Arafat was really big.
Arafat was really big. You know how difficult it was to move songs during the time of Arafat? There was no YouTube. You had to get the songs like in CDs.
No, there was YouTube, but YouTube wasn't as.
It's not in Africa. It wasn't the.
Yeah, it was CDs. Yeah, Africa was CDs.
Yeah,
and
it was CDs.
And that was the time when Nigeria capitalized and blew its market too.
Yeah.
Because of this, not just OK.com, they used to burn their CDs and put not just OK.com on it and ship it all over Africa. That was when Nigeria took over Africa during the CD era.
Yeah, but Arafat. I don't think any French, apart from Fally Ipupa, I don't think any French African artist currently has gotten to the level of Arafat.
No, Fally Ipupa
He was
surpassed him. Even
I said apart from
Two fans did it too. Two fans did it at one time.
No,
I don't want all these artists who are at one time. I prefer guys who are
no. Two fan and Serge Beno. No, let's stop. Listen. Arafat got up and plateau.
No, not Serge. Arafat.
You know when he plateaued, his plateau was very high.
No, listen.
You know, Arafat was like the model for African music for like 5 to 6 years for French African music. Everything he produces, he was the leader. Bongo.
I want to call my list of African French artists or top list of African. I'll call Arafat and what's his name?
Fally Ipupa.
Fally Ipupa.
Arafat influence on the culture was so huge.
Beno and the rest, they had their hits, they had their moments, but to call them as bona fide African stars, I doubt.
Arafat was different.
Aka Frederick is saying that he's big according to YouTube, but not big in those countries. GK is saying Cameroonian artists are lazy in everything. Aka Frederick is saying, Mori Town, you are right. No marketing strategy in Cameroon. Paul Yakam is saying Diamond is big in East Africa because he has one of the biggest radio stations there, which helps promoting him a lot.
That's marketing. It's not his fault.
Marketing, yep.
You can see why all the artists he signed are big in East Africa. How much does it cost to open a radio station that our own people can open a radio station? Paul Yakam, that's why when Stanley trying to do his strategies, they're insulting him. Yes, Stanley is the one guy that I feel has real strategy in Cameroon, but it's just that, he's... Anyway. I don't want to be a Stanley hater today. Just like Stanley, he doesn't depend on shows. You won't see him outside anyhow. Even Sarkozy is still suffering. Where's Sarkozy suffering? I don't think so. Sarkozy is on my list of African stars. GK is saying no.
Okay.
Let me finish reading. Why you attack me? Calm down. Let me finish reading.
You've gone against your own definition. Do you know that, right?
The problem is not just doing the shows. It's about the overall influence in everything, including pop culture. Thank you. That's the point I'm driving on. IKG again, Arafat was on a different level in that regard. Exactly.
I accept that. Arafat was pop culture. You remember when we were in high school, you had to dance Arafat.
Yeah, of course. We all staged Arafat.
If you can't dance Arafat, you can't get the girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pop culture. You can't go to high school now and the kids, I want to be like techno. That just tells you how even techno wants to be like Arafat.
That.
True. He wants to be like Arafat.
He wants to be like Arafat.
True.
Who? Techno?
No.
Okay. No, going with that definition of influence, we all agree at one point in time, like within a time frame, Arafat influenced French African music, right? But can we agree that techno influenced English African music also at one point in time?
No, I can't accept that.
Thank you. I told him that.
So you want to say okay. So you want to say after the techno song Pana dropped, you want to say most of the songs that came after that or that year wasn't trying to mimic that sound. Even Mad Over You that became a smash hit was still mimicking Pana. Most songs after that, Mr. Easy did the same. Davido did the same. Wizkid. Most of those guys started trying to mimic that sound. So are you saying he didn't influence African music towards that time frame?
He did. Most
for a year, maybe a year or two. I think that was maybe 2016, 17, I think.
A year.
The whole of Africa.
Yeah, the whole of Africa was techno then.
Even I'm still saying up to now, my favorite Mr. Easy's Burna Boy song, that Angelina, that's still the influence of Pana. That sound. Go and listen to it. Listen to the two.
Yeah.
So let me just ask a question. By your definition of African star, where you said they are known in 10 countries, that means that Jovi is an African star.
Of course, Jovi is an African star.
Stanley is an African star.
Of course.
Yes.
Daphne is an African star.
Of course.
Yes.
Blanche, an African star.
Blanche is an African star.
Of course. Blanche can still show.
Enow is an African star.
Clean.
Yeah, he's an African star.
then the Cameroonian industry should have been very big in East Africa.
Listen, when you talk about this thing, you're only talking about it being big in English Africa. We all know English Africa is a whole different ball game.
I have validated Fally Ipupa and Arafat. Why are you saying I'm talking about English Africa?
Okay, let's take each of them. Let's take who was the last person you called? Blanche Bailey.
Yes.
Gabon. She has sold out in Gabon.
Yes.
She has sold out shows in Gabon. Congo. She has sold out shows in Congo.
Benin, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire.
Benin, Chad,
Senegal.
Cote d'Ivoire. Senegal. So what do you need her to do to accept that she's an African star?
When we talk about Africa, let's look at African population on the surface area. I'm just talking something random here, huh? There is no way you are calling. I said we are strong in CEMAC. All of these countries you have called, Congo, Gabon, some of them, you put them all together, they have the population of Lagos State. They don't have the periphery and the economy of Cape Town. So when Cape Town stands and Cape Town buys things in the world market, they'll value Cape Town more than all of these countries.
Yes, that's why we don't have a lot of streams.
Yeah. So I say we should play with the numbers and the economy power and the population power. That's what gives us certain recognitions. It's not just contenting ourselves, because that's our backyard. Anything that blows up in Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Congo, Brazzaville, Chad, they must take it. So we should not get too comfortable in that and start saying that we are now in African stars because we are in Congo, Brazzaville, Gabon.
So wait. Okay, let me get back to the point you just made. You said anything that blows up in Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Benin, like most of the African countries we take it.
CEMAC.
Not just CEMAC, Benin also. If I meet someone from Benin and I mention a Cameroon artist, they know him.
Benin, Benin is also one of those small countries now.
Togo, the same like Togo also.
Togo is now to Southwest.
I'm
telling you, I was in Togo, was it 2 years ago? Togo is not to Southwest, the periphery. I'm telling you, the surface area of Togo is not to Southwest. Google
Mali also is there. Mali.
Yeah, Mali is big, but they don't have per capita income.
And, what was the last one? There's one country that's gotten off my head. I've just forgotten another country. So those countries are mostly West African countries. So let's say like let's forget about the north, the French countries in the north. If there's a French country in any part of Africa, if a song blows up in Cameroon, it automatically blows up in that French country. That's what you're saying.
I said mostly CEMAC. But now when you get
I've got like Cameroon, 4 countries that are not in the CEMAC zone.
Yes, you can call the Benin, the Togos, and those ones will throw them in there. But still, you have not called any heavy country, economy-wise, because I told you there's a strong correlation between economic power and the power of the entertainment industry. We cannot be talking about entertainment industry in a place where the economy is not doing too well. People are not interested in entertainment. Chad just finished is their war. They're trying to buy rice. They're trying to cut hunger in their country. They're going to do show. The show for who? And when you go and sell a show, maybe UNICEF will sponsor your show. There's a free show. You say I shut down Chad.
But UNICEF paid you to come to the country, though.
Yes, but there's a one looking at Chad for entertainment when they look at Africa.
But Chad is looking for entertainment itself.
No, but I'm saying that when we're counting African stars, it's not because you are big in Chad that makes you an African star. There are key places that you should go to. I give the example of Cameroon. If you are big in Cameroon and you are not big in Douala and Yaoundé, you are not big. You must be big in Douala and Yaoundé.
Let's define. You're talking about a commercial African star.
Okay, we have from the time limit. We have let me just say 7 minutes, and then we can round up the show because my time.
So, Ambassador, you're talking about a commercial African star, someone that makes a lot of money.
For those who know, I always talk about money and numbers terms. So definitely at the back of my mind is the money and the commercial.
Cameroonians don't make a lot of money, that's true. But if it comes to influence,
we have it.
Music, influence,
but we don't know marketing and how to leverage that influence to commercialize that influence. That's the problem Cameroon entertainment industry has.
How is la faute à qui?
Maybe with time we'll learn how to use our influence to make
No,
money.
there are guys who know how to leverage that influence, but Cameroonians are too stubborn to a fault. Every Cameroonian feel like they know.
Yeah, that's the problem with Cameroon.
And that's why I feel like the more we keep on encouraging them that know you are talented, you are the god, you are the king, you are an African star, they feel like they don't need to listen again. But certain times we should drive it straight into your heads like you are big, but you're not as big as you ought to be if you only listen to people.
Yeah, it goes to the same thing. Hazy, when he came online, the first thing he said is, "You're a Stanley Enow hater." You see, because when I criticize Stanley Enow and I say the wrong things he does,
So
the same them will come to the comment section and say,
that the first day he gets on this show, he will tell you.
Hey, you understand? And that was the first thing he said. So even I did the review of his recent song today, I said every great thing about the song, but when I said, to me, the song just sounds like every other drill song he has done before. Hey, you want to say the song is, you are a hater. I said it was well produced, the vocals were well done, mixed mastered, well, backup was great, but when I said to me, this song will not have great replay value, those guys were like,
fuck not you. Done by him. I listened to all the things you said were not done by him. It was well mixed, it was well mastered, well produced. Those are all the jobs of
No. The vocals were done by him. I said the lead and the backup were done well.
Okay.
But
I get your point.
The song is not it's not memorable. The replay value to me is little or nothing.
I think Cameroon entertainment needs like a little bit of discussion.
Yeah.
And like what you said, a lot of them are too proud because this girl in Northway, the girl that's I think an MC, she said when she tries contacting a lot of Cameroon artists for shows, like they are friends, they'll be like, contact my manager.
Exactly. The same thing happened when Fish. Okay, I was on a video call with Fish Asaba. You see, we were talking together and with another guy. I've forgotten the guy's name, and we both brought that thing up. We told Asaba, we talk with you now, so. But when we want to book you for a show, your manager will go the high, let's say, if he must pass you. And that's it. That's the problem with Cameroon. I've said this thing before. Cameroonians, we try to emulate what we've seen in the let's say the already made industries. No, they already established industries without following the process and the step and knowing why they act the way they act because of the infrastructure, the way the industry is, the way the influences, the way their market has been structured. That's why they act the way they act. But Cameroon, we try to emulate or try to mimic it without actually building understanding why the market is.
Left.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes.
3 minutes left. Maybe let me run through the comment section, then we give our closing remarks.
Yep.
Okay. So I think GK is saying we are just lazy. We have the talent. That's true. Paul Yakam is saying, are in the African countries? I think he's responding to what I was saying. The African countries, but they don't have enough weight population and economy-wise. Aka Frederick, you're still coming back to be African star. You must be Nigeria and South Africa, right, Ambassador? Yes, right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
How many has done it?
Shaq
Based on your definition, how many
African stars?
Yeah.
Shaq TZ is saying, guys, what about Kosi? Yeah, Kosi, we're always saying, yeah, maybe, yeah. He's not a bona fide solid name.
Kosi is growing. He's still growing.
Yeah,
he's growing. Yeah, he's not yet there like that. Yeah. But Yakam, if not even all about shows, it's also awards that and their influence. True. Paul Yakam again. I said this man did this thing with he argue self. I don't know which of this man you are talking about. But I think we're all listening. I'm even watching myself live right now. Aka Frederick, Nigeria and South Africa is not Africa. It's part of Africa. So even if they are big in CEMAC zone, they are African stars. Okay, noted. IK Jigs official. My major problem with Cameroon, oops, I've lost me there. My major problem with Cameroon is the fact that artists don't stick to their lane and develop their lane. When they don't know your lane, you will constantly market anything once you feel it's trending. True. GK says, if our artists are not having shows in English countries, they are not making money, full stop. Thank you. Aka Frederick, that's our problem. But Ambassador, we need to encourage them while telling them their thoughts. True, I agree.
No, that point is false. That if you're not making shows in English-speaking countries, you're not making money. No, that's false.
I agree with that. The biggest money in Africa is English-speaking countries.
But continue.
Google the numbers per capita income and the economies, you see. What's
it's false.
That's our problem, but I'm okay. Yeah, true. We need to encourage them. If our artists are not having shows in English countries, they're not making a foot. Okay, IK Jigs, that's not how it works. You need to know your lane, your style, where your strengths reside. Once you know that, you can easily orientate your marketing strategy to develop your brand and even your gimmicks in order to be as unique as possible. Being unique enhances your marketability. It's very, very important. You can't keep changing and switching lanes every day. Our OGs, West Madiko, Manu Dango, thank you very much for that point. I agree with you. Ambassador knows the reality of our artists because he has passed through some and he knows their behavior so well. True, man. I think you have heard my story.
Ambassador to play Le Lam.
Yeah. Dibango and Richard Bona all knew their lane and made history with it.
Even
need to lean and work freaking hard.
Let's stop going very far. Charlotte Dipanda.
Yeah.
But you guys need to know, like, we are in the new era.
Okay, guys, we run out of time. Okay, so thank everybody who tuned in. See you guys again on Monday. Thank everybody who tuned in. I cannot do the roll call today because the list of today is really long. The names I can call off the top of my head is Aka Frederick and GK. And GK is the OG, is an OG Mollytown follower or Mollytown citizen. You have Paul. I think the guy who just joined us now was Paul. I don't know. And you have J2 Victory. You have Paul. Yeah, you have Aka Frederick. Yeah, you have GK. Yep, you have Leslie. Okay, Leslie, thank you. And this is your first time. Welcome to the family. Yep. I think that's it. You have Sama Richard. Yes, Sama too. We have Sama. Yep, guys. Jovi is the best out there. Okay, GK had to end with that. Now that guy man with argument go on there say, oh man, keep quiet. And then he more talk so one so so that mean okay, GK, we hear it. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like the video because that helps YouTube recommend the video to so many guys, even so many Cameroonians. If you're in Cameroon and you like it, they'll recommend it to Cameroonians. So this conversation, like we all said, Cameroonians need to have this kind of a conversation so we know what is wrong and we know what to improve on. Okay, so just like the video, or if you can go an extra step to share it, fine, but liking it will be good. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Liby and